now that you got two of them, ooh, baby.
It's live.
Yeah.
Live.
Shame we're on commercial right now. Can't see.
Yeah, did I bring my glasses? I don't think I need glasses. Oh, what did? Oh, there they are around the neck.
He lost them. Let me get you a better chair.
Nope, I'm good. Leave me alone.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Stay in your lane.
I will let you alone.
I crash you.
I'm gonna bother you at all. At least it's working tonight. At least it looks like it.
Man, the other night I was watching, I think you had Alan on. Man, that thing was going up and down and crashing. And
Oh, it was that night,
internet kept going out or something.
yeah, that was Alan. And then it didn't do it again, when I did the Cody Breeden video. It was doing it that night. Not as bad,
That was boys.
but the night with Alan,
It was real bad.
and there's no rhyme or reason to it.
10 and 14.
That's hard to believe.
That's hard to believe.
I remember they just little.
I know, but
Kids
look at
coming
McKenna
track.
though. McKenna's little and she's 19.
My youngest, he's 19 now.
Huh?
My youngest is 19 now.
Well, that's our oldest granddaughter. She's 19.
I remember when she was little, when Papa would do the art.
Oh, she loved him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She loved him.
Well, I might have spoke too
He was
soon.
my mother's neighbor at times too.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a German Shepherd. And my oldest sister has a scar on her leg with German Shepherd bitter. Mm-hmm.
I might have spoke too soon. It locked up on me. I had to
Not
reboot.
loading up.
It's stuck when I was trying to get it to open. I mean, I don't know why. It's like it's a top of the line computer here.
Just like a tongue of a flagpole, which stuck.
Now, just before I redid it, it was started working again. Oh, Chris is moving, so it must be working. There we go.
Ruh-roh. We're in trouble.
I turned the volume off. Like it's froze again, don't it?
It looks like it.
Unbelievable.
Well, you gotta figure the wind.
I ain't worried about the wind.
Wind's interfering with everything.
I ain't worried about the wind.
Yeah, look what it done to her hair.
We freaking do a good show, and now we're gonna deal with this. Not that any of it's bad, it's just...
I was gonna say, what are you saying there, Mike? You're letting...
Now, you wanna hear something crazy? The wind, every time we get a heavy wind, and it's really
the
blowing.
Wi-Fi is in here.
I know, but it takes out my dad's cell phone at his house. Can't use it at his house.
Somebody told us, like
And
last time I showed
their
us, there was something
landline.
going on.
It blows their landline out.
Wow.
And the only cell phone that work is my mom's.
Well, as windy as it was last night.
That wind last night. I'm surprised I didn't get called into work last night.
There you go, see if it stays
Because, I mean, it was
working now.
blowing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's how it was at
Hopefully.
the house.
And 10 after come quick.
It looks like it cleared up again. Yeah, it looks like it's froze again, Mike. Let's see if I move this over here. Fix it.
The Wi-Fi's froze.
It looks like it's working now.
And welcome everybody to the On Track with Mike show. I'm your host, Mike Kershner here.
Last show of the year, live on WRGG 93.7 FM. Thanks to Todd Ward of TA Ward Construction for his continued support of the show. I'm multitasking. We got two good guests here tonight. It's going to be a little bit different show. Hopefully everybody still enjoys it. It's going to be a little different compared to what we usually do, but I figured this time of year it would be good to hear some good stories about, some things that the two Santas have come across and things they've seen and heard. And because, I believe that Santa probably gets more secrets than what a priest does, so. As always, there's 3 ways to watch or listen. And as always, WRGG 93.7 FM on your dial. And then we have WRGG.org. Go in there and hit the listen live button, and it's just like listening to the radio that way. Or we have the On Track with Mike Facebook page. Live video, which may or may not be working.
I think it's working now.
It's working now.
Yeah. We got Glenn Graham says, hello, Michael
Glenn.
and Chris.
Tell him to check his messages. I just sent him a message.
You hear that, Glenn? Check your messages. He just sent you a message.
West Bonebrake told me to get a hold of him.
Yeah. But I got a few things I want to go over, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest.
This thing's freezing up again.
Yeah, I hope it's just my computer. I hope it ain't everybody's, but
Let me check. Let's see.
yeah. Ain't that a shame? I can't figure it out. It's just weird. I mean, the internet's working. It's working good. Maybe your sleigh hit it on the way over. I mean, did you think it scraped the wire on the way over?
Could have flying a little low.
Possibility.
But we got 2 of the local Santas that have taken over for Bud Klein. We have Chris Brezler and Michael Kendrick. How's it going, guys?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good.
Now, we promised to let Michael talk a little bit because me and Chris are pretty long-winded, so we got to make sure we give Michael the time he deserves. But we wanted to have a show before Christmas, a show with Chris and Michael coming in and doing some letters to Santa, but that didn't work out with their busy schedule. So we decided to do a show afterwards, and we're going to talk a little bit of racing, but then we're going to go into just the sights and sounds of being a Santa, which a lot of us don't have the opportunity to do that, or have any idea what they go through as far as their time and all that kind of stuff. And how we doing, Shirley?
I think it's working now.
Okay, as long as you don't break it again.
We're going to apologize now because for some reason our internet keeps freezing up.
Let me get my notes here real quick. I want to get going because I know we got a lot to talk about. We didn't have a show there last week, so I got some stuff here that, maybe a couple weeks old here, but I didn't have time to really go over it. We had an unfortunate incident with the Greg Bethel family, the plane crash, which was hard to believe. I know it blew the internet up there for a while, and everybody was hoping that not that anybody's more important than anybody else, but I know a lot of people was hoping that Greg and his family wasn't on there, that maybe it was just a pilot or something, but I guess it ended up being 7 people or so. I got Greg and Christina, his wife, Emma, his daughter, and Ryder, his son. And then there was a Dennis and Jack Dutton. And then there was a Craig Wadsworth that, I don't know if you all heard it, but he used to be Kenny Wallace's
Motor coach driver.
motor coach driver. Supposed to be a well-liked individual. And I heard that the Dennis Dutton was supposedly the pilot, even though Greg flew. I don't think he had the license to fly a plane of that size. That's just things I'm hearing. I don't know.
I think he did. Mark Martin put a thing out about how many hours Greg had in that plane and stuff, and it was a shock to him also.
I know he did a lot with the helicopter. Him and Cletus did a bunch with the flood victims down in, what was it, Mississippi or whatever, and they flew around for days picking people up and giving them food and all that kind of stuff. And you know, I wasn't a fan of Greg Biffle. I wasn't. I mean, he drove a Ford for one thing, but I mean, it ain't that I didn't like him. You know, you have people you root for, and people that, you know, you don't mind if they win, but you just don't root for them, I guess. But what I liked about Greg was the after NASCAR stuff. I followed his YouTube channel, and just the stuff he done with his family, the stuff he done with other people. He brought drivers in, took them to the sand dunes. They ran them sand cars and stuff. I think he just had Kyle Busch and a bunch of guys out on the sand dunes here just like a couple weeks before he
He
passed
built a
away.
Crown Vic track in his backyard.
Yeah, they did that. They did them. I was thinking about that. That's like really what started putting him on the map, I think, on YouTube, is him doing those backyard races. But definitely a loss. The whole deal is definitely sad. Right there on the 18th before Christmas. So thoughts and prayers to all their family and friends. And we just had one here last night, night before, the Denny Hamlin's dad, Dennis, passed away in a fire there in his house. So I mean, it's really, if you're in the racing world, this has been a rough couple weeks for the NASCAR fans. The shows, all the shows, this has never happened before. All the shows in January on Tuesday nights are covered with basketball. Usually we have basketball hit or miss a week or two. This year, all 4 Tuesdays in January is Greencastle Antrim basketball. So you will not see me or Shirley's faces unless there's possibly a snow out or bad weather or something to where they cancel the game. That's just the way it is. We have to yield to them. They have the airways for that. So I want to bring that up. Tulsa shootout going on right now. I checked it out. We have 33 Pennsylvania microsprint drivers out there racing. A lot of them is running anywhere from 3 to 4 classes. The only one I noticed that I really know that's running 5 classes is Brexton Bush. There's some NASCAR guys there. Well, Brexton Bush, his dad, Kyle, is him, and they're running 3 or 4 classes apiece. Ty Gibbs is running. I think Kyle Larson's only running 1 class. But they was up, when I left the house, they was up to, I think it was 112. Let me see here. I should have this stuff ready, shouldn't I, fellas?
Yeah, you should.
I didn't say lady, I said fellas. They was up to heat race 112 when I left the house.
They started at what, 10 this morning?
9, yeah. We had, just to give you a coverage, I'm not going to try to read all of them. I just figured, just in case people know the locals, Joey Amante won his heat race. Heath Walton finished 3rd in his. Chase Shott 7th in his. Briggs Danner was 2nd. James Rosselli was 2nd. I'm going to butcher these names now. Mason Bellhauer. Oh, see, you
Beinauer,
Beinauer.
Mason Beinauer.
Why don't you guys host the show? Was fourth. Now I know this guy's name, Alec Wiggle. He was winning races back when I was pooping green. He run second in his heat. Steven Snyder Jr., which is actually a Maryland resident, he finished third in his. Zach Curtis was fifth. Weston Doakland, you guys know that
I
guy?
don't know that one.
Fourth. Ashton Glazer was seventh. Brianna Snyder was sixth. Richie Hartman won his heat. Colin Hutchison was second. Carter Kuzman, ninth. Thomas Kuzman Jr. was seventh. Junior McGuffin was fifth. I know I should know all these guys, but I don't. Keith McIntyre was third. Gunnar Pio was fourth. Pio. See, how do you know how to pronounce it? You see, Santa knows everything.
Quarter midget guys.
Yeah.
Santa knows everything. Adam Presnar, ninth. Alex Rupert, second. And Jason Seacrest, eighth. And that was all the PA guys that ran the heats up to 112. Now, there's 33 of them, and they're running multiple classes. So they'll be racing, the next 3 days, I guess. So that's just a couple of locals that are out there. Seem like they're doing pretty good representing the Pennsylvania posse, I guess, so to speak. They all ran pretty decent, so let's see here. Arch Banquet coming up January 17th. They have the Favorite Driver Awards, the Best Spring Car Awards, sportsmanship for all the tracks. Hall of Fame inductees is Jeremy Miller, Ken Dixon, and Tommy Bear. Tickets are $35. They have to be bought in advance. And I think we are caught up. Time to get down to business. Got anything, Shirley, or are we locked up again?
Nope, we don't have anything. Nope, we're not locked up.
You
I
sure?
see your hand moving.
Chris, you got to start waving just so I can look at the computer and see if it's
I think
working.
you just locked it up.
He waved in an exorcism there or something.
Yeah, I think you locked it up there.
So, yeah, we got two Santas here that was, should I say groomed?
They were handpicked.
Groomed by Bud Klein. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, that you guys both knowed him almost your whole life. I don't know how long you know him, Chris, but it was a long time ago.
I was 10 years old when I first met him.
10 years old.
Chris used to babysit me when I was little, so.
I had babysit. That is a true statement.
He probably changed your diaper.
No, that was the other half.
The other-
But I can remember he was teething, and luckily he lived right around the corner from 7-Eleven, so a cola Slurpee went a long way for him.
Good thing you didn't live around the corner from a liquor store. Huh? You'd have been drunk all the time. Give that baby another swig. Get him quiet. So this is Chris's second year? Third year. And how many for you, Mike?
Two.
Two. Now, I know we had Chris on the show a little earlier here, but we'll go to Michael here. But what did you think? Who come up to you with the idea? Was it something you thought of yourself, or did one of your family members?
Pap had always asked me there towards the end, and I always just said, that's your legacy, and kind of left to go at that. And I took it pretty hard when Pap passed away, and Chris started doing all the stuff the first year, and then the second year he called me up and he said, "Man, you need to go buy a suit." And my wife now, we just got married, she pushed me, and I went and I bought a suit and did a handful the first year, and then this year it pretty much kind of took off a little bit, and try to juggle it between when I don't have my kids, I try to do them, and try not to do them when I have the kids so I can spend as much time with them. So you try to juggle it.
I mean, I've known you for a good while, and you've always been on more like the quiet side. He's a quiet guy. So this is sort of out of your comfort zone, I guess, so to speak.
It does something to you.
So I'm sure it'd be out of anybody's comfort zone to start out. But I mean, for you to go in there, buy a suit, grow a beard, you know, that was probably a big deal for you. I mean,
yeah, it was. I still use Pap's original bells, but I bought my own suit. And
where do you buy a Santa suit at?
Planet Santa. There are so many places to buy
Really?
them.
I didn't know it either.
It's at the point now where they have Santa conventions, like in Las Vegas and down in Tennessee, and all. It's unreal. The business of being Santa is a really
That's hard
big
to
thing.
believe.
And it's kind of funny because I laughed at him this year, and he mentioned there about, me babysitting him. I said this year I was giving him hair care tips for his beard about where to go.
I think I need them. I had to cut mine off. I couldn't figure that thing out. It was going every which way. But, yeah, I couldn't imagine. I mean, even me, I'm mouthy, but I still would probably be really nervous. I mean, like, there's got to be times where... Now, Chris, I know you seem like you just slid right into it really good, but, like, it's got to be hard sometimes what the... Kids are the darndest thing, that's the old saying. I mean, you don't know what's going to come out of their mouths.
I think, and Michael, like I say, he'll probably say the same thing. Being around Bud all those years, watching him do it, and knowing that the kids and adults alike really needed Santa. And Michael called me the very first time I played Santa and told me that Pap had just passed away.
Is that right?
And
First time?
And an hour later, I was playing Santa. So it was pretty...
Yeah.
It was tough. But the thing is, he wanted everyone to have a Santa.
He did.
And that's the most important part about it. And, you just went on and you did it because that's what Bud would have wanted. I told him, I said, can you imagine now we do something wrong and we're haunted by the ghost of Christmas past, and it's him. He's hollered to me and him is both enough. We'll know that voice when he comes around.
I think it's awesome that you two have worked together to cover all the bases. It's great that you guys can both, feel like you're carrying on his wish. And I don't know about you, Chris, but I know we're a little older than Michael. But like when I was little, except for Bud, like I hate to say this, but the other Santas were fake Santas.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you went out to the mall, the dude had the freaking gum band on his beard, and kids be yanking it off his face and everything. I mean,
Smelled like Marlboros and everything else.
I mean, like you could tell. I mean, I'm not trying to bash the guy for he was doing his best, but it's like nobody, like I know for little kids, Santa looks like Santa, but when you start getting a little older, it's like nobody looks like Santa. And then, being from Hagerstown and knowing mostly everybody, the Kleins and everything, like we knew Bud from, he was like the first guy that you're like, is he really Santa? Like, is this the real dude? I mean, you got this deep voice and got this big beard, and it's like, you ain't yanking his beard off his face. I mean, he ain't got no stick-on beard. So, like, years ago, I remember Bud was one of the only few, what I called real Santas. I mean, the other guys was trying to play the part, but they didn't look the look, so to speak. It'd be like Shirley putting a beard on and putting a red suit on.
I know people hired him down in, well, you went with him down to Children's before?
We went down, I was probably, 10, 11, 12, and went down to Kennedy Kruger Center, and he was doing Santa, and we took the Rudolph and the Frosty, and I was Rudolph, and I'll never forget there was this little red-headed boy. He was laying in the bed, and I bet a couple hours we were probably there. I don't think I ever left that kid's side. Like, I just sat there and kept hitting the button on the red nose. And he had the time of his life, like just me standing there with him. Like I'll never forget it.
I mean, me and my wife always said that you see the commercials for
St. Jude.
what is it?
St. Jude.
St. Jude's, thank you. It was skipped my mind. We always said, man, if we ever hit the lottery, which I don't play it hardly, so I don't know how I'm going to hit it, but like we would always love to just grab thousands of dollars worth of toys and go see these kids, because like that is the most helpless feeling in the world. When Cody was born, he was what, a week old?
Yes.
He was a week old and he got RSV. He was in the hospital in an oxygen tent. And I want to tell you, that is the worst feeling, like having a kid that can't communicate with you and you don't know if they're hurting or not hurting. You don't know what, I mean, like it's, I can't imagine having a kid who's a little older that could tell you that, hey mom, hey dad, I don't feel good, or I'm hurting, or, you know, like stuff that you see, Michael, like when you go to these places like
Years
that.
ago, my oldest son was diagnosed with Crohn's, and he also had a C. diff infection at the same time. And as a really young kid, he lost 40-some pounds and was in intensive care down in Nova Fairfax for 14 days. And it's very humbling when you get down and, like you say, you as a parent, all you want to do is fix it. That's all you want to do is fix it.
And just to see kids that you don't even know. And
Yep.
and it touches you, just the commercials touch you, like, I mean, I know that's what they're supposed to do.
Correct.
I can't imagine what you guys go through, having to walk into these places and keep your composure when you have children that are a little older than what some of these are. And, you know, Chris, your kids is getting older now, but I mean, y'all are human. So you got to walk in and try to be cheerful, try to play Santa, and it's not always the best situations. I mean, emotionally.
Yeah.
Got anything,
I don't
Shirley?
have anything.
We still locked up?
It looks like it might be.
I don't know
there.
what's
Me
going
and
on.
me and Michael was talking on the way up here, you know, some of the things that we get, and I know for me, Bud didn't tell me how to handle them. I think he kind of showed you, but he didn't tell you because you have to do it, you know, in your own way.
Yes.
If I'm correct with that,
Think of the things he's seen.
I can't imagine. You know, I just can't imagine
It's working again, huh?
some of the things that the kids ask for break your heart. It does. It truly does.
I just want to pause here for a minute. If anybody is online on the On Track with Mike Facebook page, and they can hear me now, if you can't get the radio station or whatever, please, if it locks up, please just get on the internet and go to wrgg.org and hit listen live. You won't have a picture, but you'll better hear everything these guys are saying. So I don't want you missing the show. If it does happen to lock up, we have a way that you can still continue listening. Sorry, fellas, I just wanted to
That's
add
fine.
that cross there.
Have you had any children that's pulled your beards?
Yes.
Yep. I had one this year that tried to take it off, pretty much, for lack of a better term. You know, and as an initial reaction, you'd like to reach over and pick the kid up by his hair and say, how'd you like that?
This ain't real Santa. Watch, Mom.
And it's all part of the thing. I tell you right now, there ain't nothing tighter than a infant with a death grip on your beard when they get that little hand up in there and grab a hold, because it ain't coming out.
What is something that you can share that a child asks for that you know that can't be gotten?
You want to do yours first?
Yeah, I just had one like 3 days before Christmas. I was out at my uncle's shop, and I had a boy come in. I remembered him from last year. The year before, he said, "Can I tell you a secret?" And he come up and whispered in my ear, and he goes, "I hate lettuce." And I thought that was just as comical as can be. And
I won't tell nobody.
and then this year, he come in, and I recognized him from the year before, and he started talking to me, and he says, "Can I tell you another secret?" And I'm like, "And what's this going to be this year?" And he says, "I want a baby sister." And I said, "Well, buddy," I said,
Did you
that's,
say you couldn't help with that?
I said, "Buddy, that's something your parents, your mom and dad have to, you have to talk to them about that. Santa can't do that." When I look over and the mom's crying,
Oh man.
And the boys, he's getting teary-eyed, and he says, well, I almost had one. And now I'm trying not to get choked up myself, because I'm putting the pieces to the puzzle together, what had happened. And,
They all was trying.
yeah, and I just reached over and I gave him a big old hug, and told him I was thinking about him. But he about had me in tears.
Did you ever have anybody get mad at you for anything? Like, today's age, everybody's offended at everything. Like, you have children that come up to you, and you have to think on the double. You know what I mean? Have you ever said anything that, like, you felt like maybe a parent took it the wrong way, and you was like, listen, I didn't mean it that.
I don't think I have.
I honestly don't think I have either.
That's good, because in this world, everybody can get that way. You know what I mean?
Some of the things that we were talking earlier about these Santa conventions, they actually have Santa schools, and Zoom meetings and everything else. And one of the things that came up is you don't really want to tell a kid that he can't have something, because if you have a kid, you guys are from a racing family, and maybe the 6-year-old says, I want a quarter midget, and you honestly don't know as Santa, that kid could be getting a race car.
Yeah.
There could be a kid that has a horse farm, and their parents are getting them a horse. So what you do is you try to say,
I promise you.
And that's
see
just
what I
it.
can do.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I started doing, I'm like, well, you okay if I bring you some surprises too? And usually that takes it to the different, and they move past. But there are some things you can do.
I imagine Bud had an answer for all that. I mean, after you deal with the territory a while, it's just like I
He's
said.
probably got a worse time. Like you said, I'm a good BSer, so I can just keep going where it takes him a little bit to get.
I mean, I could see even me with, my mouth never stops. I can see me like a kid crawling up on my lap and going like, Santa, I want blah, blah, blah. Me going, give me a minute to, think of something.
There's been a couple of times when I was just like, had to sit there, and I'm like thinking like, what would Pap say?
What would Pap do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, it's almost like he was there, you know what I mean?
It just comes naturally.
Yeah.
You guys
honestly
been
think-
around us so long that
I honestly think he's. I said it on
Probably
the
laughing.
on the little.
Oh, yeah.
I said on the little video that Mike had commented about. I said, he probably looks down at me and Michael, and around everybody else. He's like, yeah, I trained those two. And when we have stuff like that where we're going, he is probably laughing, because that laugh he had was, you knew who was laughing. You didn't even have to see him. And I'm sure so many times he's laughed at the both of us down there.
I just remember, like, one of my memories is the Arch meetings, our racing club at Hagerstown meetings. And, like, I had kids and grandkids there, and, like, everybody's just kind of talking, everybody's doing their own thing. And he would come out of that kitchen at that little Grange Hall or whatever and ring them bells, and man, them kids would about drop everything they was holding. They didn't know what to do. And that was like the big memory of him. I mean, it was a lot more than that he did, but that was one of my memories for years and years and years, always going to the Arch club meetings and him being there for the kids and him coming out of that kitchen ringing them bells. But like
the
Mike,
same bells that Michael carries now.
yeah,
And
like
that's how you get their attention. Like you have to use them.
And Pap, I don't know if you told him to, but he's like, don't run in screaming ho ho ho, because you'll scare some of the kids. He said, you ring the bells and you let them look over at you, and you let. And
speaking,
I never got a bad piece of advice from him. I can tell you that.
Speaking of that, ain't it funny how kids react? Like, there is nothing different about you guys. You guys have a white beard, white hair, you have glasses on, you're in a red suit. There's nothing scary about this individual. And just, what was it, Shirley, 2 weeks ago or last week?
It was probably 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago.
We went down to where my daughter has her river lot, and they had a Santa down there. And older gentleman, him and his wife both dressed up. They looked really good. I mean, really nice Santa and Mrs. Santa. And Cody's littlest kid, Colt, he just wasn't having it. Like, he would walk around and, like, he'd get to a table and then his brain would kick in that, like, Santa and Mrs. Santa's, like, 15 feet over here, and it'd be like, oh, you turn, and he would roll around this way, and it's like, so they tried to trick him. They got Santa to come up behind him and my daughter to hold him and take pictures, and that sucker still had his head on a bobble. And it's like, I was just thinking to myself, like, what is so different about this guy that like triggers him? I mean, not that he's just great going up to any guy in the world, but I mean, like, he never really showed that, I don't want to say fear, but nothing has triggered him to be like, not want to be around somebody like that. And I was like, what? You don't know
There's
what
a lot of kids.
How old is he?
19 months.
Yeah.
So, my wife's niece, she's a little over a year, and man, we'd be camping. She'd go to sleep in my arms, but ever since she saw me in the suit, she wants nothing to do with me.
That's strange, isn't it?
It's just the age.
And I mean, it's weird because there's nothing scary about it. I mean, you got this big guy that wants to give you, a hug and wants to talk softly to you and tell you, that he loves you, what he wants for Christmas. I mean, there's nothing scary about it, But I do got to ask you, your kids are a little younger than Chris's, and plus you growed up around it. How does all the family members handle having, like, knowing who Santa is, like having Santa in the family?
For me, it's been pretty easy. I work for Santa. And it actually kind of worked out one day because I was on my way home and my youngest, he was talking to me and the phone rang over the Bluetooth and he goes, "Who is that?" I said, "Santa." And there was Chris was calling.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's got to be strange for them to, like, go to. I mean, I don't know how old you just said it was, like, a year, 2 years. Your kids are getting to that age where it's like it's not ruining it for them. I mean, but, like, if you had little kids, like when your kids was smaller and they seen Bud, like, in a suit and they seen Bud out of a suit, I mean, like, they probably went to school and like,
well, how was it for you?
Santa's
growing
in
up?
my family. That's what I was thinking.
For being a grandkid, how was it?
I mean, it was, I don't know. Now, looking back then, I was probably embarrassed.
Really?
But now, since I've gotten older, then you realize how much of a legend Pap was. And to me, that's what it's all about.
But how did you feel about knowing who Santa was?
I don't really think I ever knew because, I guess when I got older I did, but, like, to me, Pap was Santa. Like, we always, Christmas Eve, we'd wait to whenever time he got done, and we'd go back to Uncle Randy's, and it'd be 10, 11, or 12 o'clock at night before he'd get done on Christmas Eve. For them, they'd give us our gifts. And that's what we did, like, every Christmas Eve when I was a kid.
Because, I mean, I know there's a lot of Santas around in the world, but, I mean, there's only so many people that are Santa that have kids that have to deal with that. And, they go to school, "Hey, man, my grandpa's Santa. What do you want? I'll put in a good word for you."
I mean, I don't think I ever got made fun of for it or anything.
How your kids taking it? They love it?
So far, yeah.
They're probably proud of you.
Yes, they are. Like, the youngest one, he even asked me, he's like, do you really enjoy this? I said, "Well, yeah, I love doing it."
Really? He asked you that?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool. So, real quickly, not that it ain't important, I just want to kind of stay on the Santa deal, but both of you guys are retired race car drivers. Both of you ran in the 4-cylinder mini stock division. Now, Chris has ran, I don't know what they was back when you ran them, but they was...
They with pure stock, I guess, but they were actually stock.
Yeah, pure
You
stock.
took a car and
Like
you took a street car and made.
Doors.
Well, the old Enduros, I ran a lot of them.
Yeah, the old Enduros, and then Because it was only just recently, the last 10 years or so, they became hobby stocks.
Right.
And how many years did you race, Mike?
I was 14 the first time I ran an enduro car.
Also, you ran
at
enduro. Okay.
Hagerstown. Yeah, I wasn't very good at it. I crashed a lot of stuff up. I don't even think I ever finished a race at Hagerstown.
That's a different track though for a 14-year-old kid.
Oh, you're scared to death sitting back there.
I know nowadays it's like we talked about on the show, these guys are getting, these 14, 13, 14-year-old kids are getting late models. But like, it's like people evolved.
Yeah.
Years ago, like you'd have never seen a 13, 14-year-old kid driving a late model.
Yeah, I think my first enduro, like I say, we talked about that the last show we were on. Your dad helped put that together. That was probably 84, you know.
Yeah, that was before I graduated.
That's where you graduated, because I was still in school when we ran it.
I wasn't even born.
you know, we wasn't smart. We had Chryslers.
Don't Plymouth Satellite. But yeah, it's, like I say, and then both of us have had our kids in the quarter midgets.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 2 kids that was very successful in the quarter midgets. Are they done with that now? Or are you still?
We're done. We 2 years ago gave it up.
Did you give it up?
Yep. Bought a camper. Go camping. It's nice.
I bet the kids don't like it as much as they did quarter midgets.
Yep.
He really said bought a camper and went camping. He didn't say that.
Bought a camper and they go camping.
That's right. So how do you figure you're
He
going to
says
do
it's
that?
nice. See?
I built another race car, so I don't have the camper.
See, Chris knows how it is. He figured a race car was cheaper than the camper.
Well, depending on what camper you get, yeah.
Depending on what race car you get, too.
Well, going back to Santa Claus, I do want to say something. My 8-year-old granddaughter asked for something that she said she wanted for Christmas. I don't know if you've ever experienced this or not, but if you did, I want to know how you responded. My 8-year-old granddaughter said all she wanted for Christmas was her Pappy Dawn back.
I had this year, these are tough. This year I had a little girl come up to me. My wife works with her mom. And during the parade, she held my Santa bells and stuff and just fell in love with them. So Santa made sure he gave her one of the reindeer bells this year for Christmas. And she come up to me and was talking to me, and everyone else was milling around. And she had lost her dad to an overdose a couple years ago, and she just wanted to see her dad. So what I did as a Santa, in Santa mode, I said, some people are in a better place. I said, but don't ever think for a minute that your dad is not proud of you, is not smiling down on you, and is not watching you every minute of the day. I said, he's always proud. He's always looking out for you. And I said, I will pray that it brings you peace. I even had a lady this year that was in her 60s that told me she was done being here on Earth. She didn't want to be on Earth anymore. And asked that to Santa. And spoke with her and said, me and you don't make those decisions. Santa doesn't. You don't. God makes those decisions. He has all that in a plan. I'll pray for you. And we'll put that God's will be done, not ours. I said, obviously there's something else for you to do, but it did bring her a sense of peace that we could just sit and talk a little bit. I don't know about Michael, but I had somebody one time ask me to do a holiday party and did not want me to mention Merry Christmas or anything like that. And he'll attest to this too. Pap always said there's a reason for this season. And I politely declined, and they're like, no, we'll pay you. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I said, I think somebody else will do good for you. I said, and I hope all the best for you. I said, but me and you's probably not the best fit. Because I believe that Pap taught us that. The pictures that you see of Michael and now and when I was out there, there's a big cross behind us that says there's a reason for the season.
Yeah.
So it is tough. And of course, there's things you can't do. sad part is I'd love to see her Pappy Don back too, because he was a heck
she
of a
said,
guy.
She
you know.
said, I'd like to have my Pappy Don back. And I just like, I got you something that you wanted for Christmas.
It's, you know, people have asked me
Probably change the
before,
subject.
we've had some of them, you know, how's everything going with, you know, with Doris and everything else. And I talked with some other people, and I said, you do realize that Bud is still playing Santa. He's just promoted to a bigger stage.
Yeah.
He's still playing Santa.
Yeah.
Me and him are just doing it down here, but he's playing it on a bigger stage. And I always tell people when they ask about it that I just say that he got promoted.
But you know, it is good though. I mean, what you was talking about earlier, it's like you have to respect other people's beliefs, but yet you have to stay true to yourself too. And you weren't ignorant about it. You weren't disrespectful. You just said, hey, you know, I just, you know.
We're not the best fit.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the best way to really put it. But I understand people that have certain ways.
And I don't, you know, I'm glad they do. I'm glad people do things for themselves. I don't wish any ill will on any of them, but it just, like I say, I have to go with, my grandmother would haunt me. You know, I'm sorry, she would.
You got to stay true to yourself, or you feel like you're not
right.
being yourself. And like I say, you handled it really well. And I never really knew that about Bud. I mean, I didn't know. I'm not saying that I thought any different. Like I didn't think that of him. It's just I never knew how he handled situations like that.
Like you say, that picture, any pictures you see of Michael this year, that sign's in the background. And Bud, he felt the same way.
I mean, like when someone says something to you that you feel like is like troubled, I mean, do you feel like that you have an opportunity? Do you feel like you need to, how do you handle that? I mean, like me, I would go home and I'd say, you know, should I take my suit off and like try to see this, almost like a pastor or something? Should I try to see this person tomorrow and talk to him, you know, again, or would that be out of line?
I've not had that calling to do that. And maybe I should. I don't know. I'm not saying the way I handled it was correct. Maybe there is a different way. Maybe you're right. Maybe that is something, you know.
I think I would fight with myself over that.
Yeah.
And especially if I thought that someone really needed talked to. But then again, you know, you always worry about, well, if I go see him again, I'm not Santa. I'm just a regular person.
Right.
You know, and how would they take that? You know, it's almost like a pastor. You're not a pastor, but that just kind of tells you some of the things that they go through. Could you imagine trying to help everyone, but everyone has different opinions, different attitudes, different beliefs?
You know, the funny thing is since the last time I was here, I lost my mom. And there for a while, I couldn't have been Santa for a while in the middle of all that because I was angry.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I get it.
It's, I think now that, like you say, I can't help but think, you know, my parents, Pap, everything else, a lot of times he would say, I'm lucky. The Klein family and all these say I'm adopted in. So I got a second family. It's kind of like, you know, I'm really lucky and stuff. But, you know, I just, I can't help but think the ones that went before us are all looking down and happy with everything going on.
I can't imagine the joy that you guys have on you whenever you're done for the evening. It's got to be a special feeling to know that you touch people's lives, whether they're young or old. And I mean, it's got to be almost like you skip home because you know it's got to be like, you know how it is. Whenever something really good happens in your life, for that moment or that few hours, you're on top of the world.
Well, on December 26th, we lost our superstar status until next year.
Yeah. I bet you can't wait to. I mean, like me looking out from the outside, I think of, man, I bet you guys are kind of happy because of all the places you had to be and all the things you had to do. But then you guys might like miss it. Like you might say, man, I wish Christmas was coming next month. So
I always love Christmas anyway. And how many did you say you about tripled what you did from your first year?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I probably did right around 20 or a little bit over. And the first one, I started, the week before Thanksgiving, I think is when we started at the stadium.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, like the stadium this year, the new Boxcar Stadium downtown, you know, they contacted me about being Santa, and I'm like, I can't handle all that every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I contacted him, and me and him split it up, and like I say, it really worked out so good this year, and I'm glad his wife and me got on him there the other year. I think he had told me before he was glad he didn't have to do it the year Pat passed, because he don't think he could have done it, but
could you see him doing it maybe, I don't know, 6 years ago, 8 years? Would you have thought he'd have been Santa?
none of us would, because we still had Bud.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a thought back then.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. I carried on
You're right.
carried on one time, and they're like, who's going to do it? And we'd ask Randy, and Randy's like, I don't like kids that much.
Because whenever I seen on the Facebook that he was going to take over the role, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, man, I couldn't imagine trying to do that. Like, just to look the part and everything. I mean, it's a lot.
I learned a lot about hair products this year. Thankful for my wife.
And that stuff ain't cheap either, is it?
It's cheaper than you think to do it yourself.
If you do it
Really?
yourself.
Once I got him hooked up with the right thing, we was good. I know me and hair care products are not something you'd ever thought would be mentioned in the same sentence, but
We do got some comments here.
Oh, are they working on your phone?
Yeah. Megan Louise said, you always told the boys that Pappy, ho-ho, and now you work for Santa.
Yep.
Mark Slaughterback says, my daughter always thought Bud was the real Santa, whether it was Christmas of a Saturday night at the Speedway. And then Megan Louise again says, the oldest said everyone calls him Santa's son since he wore a Santa hat at the Christmas parade.
And
then,
that's kids in high school, so
Yeah.
yeah.
and Doug Schatzer says, love those big enduro. What a blast to watch. And then Doug commented again and says, men of integrity.
I'm glad your phone's
Oh,
working.
well, I'm going to say one
Now,
thing now
look at there.
while we're doing this, and like I say, that way everybody knows it. But
We
Michael,
have-
I want you to know how much your pap is proud of you.
Thank you.
You probably don't get a chance to see it. I know everyone tells you, but I'm telling you from the outside too. He's more tickled that you're doing it than I am, but he's glad that both of us are doing it.
And I mean, you, like I said before, I don't know whether I'm the only one that thinks this or not. I hope not. I hope I'm not. But like, Michael was always a great guy. He was a friendly guy, wonderful guy to talk to. Always see him at the track. His kids was always great. But like, I just never visioned him as Santa. Now I didn't really see him helping Bud, so that didn't have that connection.
Well, you probably didn't, me either. Me and you've known each other since high school.
Yeah. But like, I'm like you saying it. Like, I'm really proud of him. I mean,
I am too.
He
I,
within a short period of time, he turned into someone that I'm not saying he couldn't do. It's like I was amazed. I was really amazed.
Me and him are both.
When I heard you was doing it, and then I seen the look, I was like, wow, man. I'm like, I can't even grow like 2 inches of beard.
I cut mine a little bit for the wedding November 1st. Well, I said, you can't have that big old beard for the wedding. I'm like, well, I need a beard. Santa's got to have a beard.
we were kind of thinking too. Me and him have both said so many times this year, how did Pap do all this?
I don't know how he did it.
Me and him, you know,
Especially at his age.
I'm telling you, it's almost like a carbon copy when you look in Michael's face.
it is.
Well,
It is.
if you look at
It's got that white hair like his
Pap's
Pap.
senior picture,
And it
my
seemed like your
senior
voice
picture,
got
they look
deeper
the
too.
same. Might have.
I mean, it is. It's like you know, my kids growing up knew Bud as Santa.
Yeah.
Hey, I know Santa. My dad knows him. And of course, we'd go into the garage and he'd look at the, hey, Mason, Graham, hey, and you know, they knew it. He knew their names, everything else. And then Mason was helping work on his Edsel that time. And what'd you do? I was working on Santa's car, you know. And so I saw Bud for all those years, and Michael does. When you look at him, it's just like.
I know that it was McKenna, wasn't it?
It was our oldest granddaughter.
Our oldest granddaughter. I don't know what happened there, but they got really close. And like anytime she would see him,
Out in public.
Mm-hmm.
She would run to him and hug
he
him.
would see her, and then they would both joke with her and stuff. And it just like, it was amazing. Not that she was ever scared of Santa. It was just amazing how
Like they
how
bonded.
close she got with him. Like when she seen him anywhere, she would just freaking make a beeline to him. And I don't know how old she was. She wasn't really young, but
She was probably 10.
yeah. And she just got really close with him. And whenever they would see each other, he would always joke
He
with
had
her.
that with hundreds of kids.
Yeah.
I don't mean to diminish what.
No, I'm saying,
but
yeah.
there were so many kids that would see Pap, and like you said, they just everything else melted away. Didn't matter. Middle of summer, could have been at a swimming pool, could have been.
Yeah, imagine you probably seen it. How was it whenever he went somewhere?
Oh, they always go. We were cleaning down Myrtle Beach on vacation one year. I sitting at the restaurant and kids are coming up to him and he's handing out his Santa business cards to them.
No way.
Yeah, and he'd always get his driver's license out and show them. His driver's license said Santa Claus on him from Maryland.
Wow. I mean, you don't think about it. You think his job's done on the 26th or whatever.
But that was his job.
But
Yeah.
But like you being a grandson, it's like you got to see like you said, like summertime, you always wearing shorts and crap, you know, down at the beach. Like you know who he is, but you don't think of nobody else.
You know, we all used to go to Ocean
here's
City in
Santa.
the summertime, and you'd be down at Ocean City sitting on the boardwalk, and the kids just come by. You know, just.
That's amazing.
And he wouldn't call them. He wouldn't call out to them or anything. You know, but he would be sitting there. Of course, had a pair of red sweatpants and a red sweatshirt.
I got switches from him one year. We were
Oh, that sounds
camping
like
for
my dad.
4th of July
That's
from
what
Twin Bridges.
Mike's dad gave them to me one year when me and Mike first got married.
Yeah, Dad used to do that.
Everybody would get switches. They would take turns every year. If there was somebody new, they got the switches.
Karen Kuntz is saying you guys treat the kids great.
Yeah, I want to apologize to everybody. Our internet is lagging because
And I wanted to get all the comments and questions
the
in.
comment here above Carolyn's is not showing on the computer, but I have it here on my phone, and it does say, it's from Dave Thompson. He says, "We love you, Santa." See how it's lagging?
Yeah. Hey, Dave. Yeah, I apologize. I don't know what's doing it. I'm glad Shirley's got her phone out because I want the questions to come in. I
Yeah,
want
if
you
anybody's
guys
got
to
any
answer.
questions,
We'll even take requests for next year. Give them a whole year to work on it.
We got more coming in here. Debbie Kendrick says, "I'm so proud." Billy Klein, "I see a lot of Pap and Michael, and we are all so proud." Debbie Kendrick, "He watched a lot of generations grow up. They followed him for generations."
Awesome. You didn't know you'd touch us many lives, did you?
No, I didn't.
You get mad and say, "That's it." Tell your kids, "You're not getting nothing for Christmas."
Tony Morgan asked about the kid who was bad at the ocean, and Santa put him on the straight and narrow.
That I remember that happening a lot.
That was, I was down there with, all the Klein family was down there, and we were sitting outside the 5 and 10 store at the boardwalk, and a kid come out crying, and looked over and seen Pap sitting on the boardwalk, on the one bench, and of course Pap just starts shaking his head and sticks his finger out like, "Come here," and the kid like immediately, I mean just quiet. And the mother thought something had happened. She looked around and then figured out what was going on. And of course I had to come all the way down here just to check on you and everything else. And this kid's going up there for a couple blocks. You'd look up, this kid keep looking back.
Like the M&M's commercial. They run into each other. He does exist. He does exist.
And they fall over.
Doris Klein, I'm so proud of Michael
Hey, Doris.
and Chris, and I know Santa Bud is looking down.
Yeah, like I said before, it's amazing the way you guys have taken the role and working together, and especially, I mean, I can expect that out of Chris, but Michael, I'm just amazed. I mean, you really impressed me, and I know the way your family's speaking, you really impressed them too. I mean, you really took the role and
Went with it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know Grandma enjoyed it too, because I think every night I was out at the shop, she's come out and sat, and it was like old times.
Doug McTavish says Haley wants to know if that's Mike's real hair.
Yes.
And Debbie Kendrick said, yep, his hair is hereditary.
It's kind of funny now because I'm actually going over and doing some other things. And then the things that Bud was doing, I've moved over and Michael started picking all them up. Because, I mean, it's just, like you say, we work together. We've had a few people that's...
And there's a lot of stuff. I mean, people don't realize it. You get on Facebook, I mean, Mike was at Klein's Auto Body all the time. Then he's at the, I can't remember, I'm sorry, the thing I posted on the On Track with Mike page that you was doing there. And then Chris, you see him on his Harley with Miss Hagerstown or somebody on the back.
That was
of
Miss Marilyn.
Miss Marilyn. See, he already upped his game. We figured he just Miss Marilyn now. He's,
Got to go up on the Strasburg Railroad this year and ride a 100-year-old steam train and play Santa. That was so cool.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, like, you guys are everywhere.
And actually, I think next year he's joining me on the train. We're going to go up and...
How do you do that with two
It's gonna be a little
Santas?
awkward.
Actually, they have about 6 a day up there. And they make the Strasburg Railroad does an excellent job of making sure no child sees more than one Santa. Because
So
they run a steam train.
how do you do that? You guys just monitor where you guys...
There's 2 trains that run at the top of the hour and the bottom of the hour. And each train has 6 cars of people. Santa gets 2 cars. And the windows are frosted out, so you never go past either one. And like when the 2 trains pass, you need to be hidden. And it is a long day, but they take good care of people. And the guy's like, hey, you know anybody else? And I'm like, yeah, I got a guy. And I gave him the thing, so probably after the first year, this guy will start, and he'll book, they're booking 6 a day for,
Wow.
6, 7 weekends.
Because, as a parent, one of your most important things is keeping that alive.
Yes.
No matter how old the child gets.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have a friend, I'm not going to mention who he is or anything, nothing bad about it, but he has this little boy. And I don't even know how we got started on it. One day he's at the racetrack or something, and he walked up to me and I said something about Santa. And he looks at me, Santa ain't real. And then his dad walked up and goes, he was a little boy. And his dad walked up and said, he don't believe in Santa. He said, we got to watch him because we don't want him to ruin it for his sister or other people. So now he's older, and every time I see him, I'm like, what does Santa bring you for Christmas? Santa ain't real. But now it's like a joke because he's older now. But
Well, what's funny is I had a kid tell me that this year, and I'm like, prove to me I'm not.
yeah.
I can prove to you I am. I got license that say I'm Santa. I got the bells. I got the beard. What do you got to prove I'm not? And the kid turned around and laughed.
But kids ain't dumb nowadays, though.
They're not.
I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and because I don't know if any kids is listening, but like I'll have kids that would tell me like, well, no way because of this, and this. Like they come up with all this information to prove how it's not possible. All the things that we believed as little kids growing up, they'll be like, well, we don't have this, and we didn't do this, and mom and dad, we got a dog, and like they come up with all this stuff, and it's like,
That's where you got to be quick with with what you say.
He's not-
And the kids really, they just want an answer. You just got to be
Yeah.
quick, and you come over there, and believe it or not, you'd be amazed at how many you can keep going for, and when it comes down to it, the Christmas spirit's alive to you the whole time you're here on this earth.
And it's just like you're saying. It's like you just wonder why that kid went to all that trouble to, like, prove it differently. You know what I mean? It's like
Probably because he's looking for, it's.
I mean, I know,
Something he can do.
maybe I was dumb, but I know I was. I don't know how old I was, but I mean, I believed for a long time. You know what I mean? It's like I never even tried to prove any different. I was just so happy that Christmas was there, and Santa was there, and I just I guess with everything changes with everything. You have the internet now, and that changes a lot of things. People can find out more information, but
Megan Louise says, this has brought out a different side of Michael that I didn't see at the beginning, and I just love how much he loves it.
I would say that is a very accurate statement.
I got some really bad jokes right now.
I even got bad Santa jokes, so
What is something now? We got time, you guys. I don't want to lead you guys one way or another. I want you guys to take. This is the reins, so to speak, and you guys. If you're not comfortable with something, that's fine. But I mean, if there's anything that you guys have not mentioned that can make this world a better place, please mention it, because that's what I want this show to be. I want it to be about kindness and caring, and a lot of things we're lacking right now in the world. Not that I'm being some softy or anything. It's just it's Christmas.
Pat would say Jesus is the reason.
I think for me, and Michael's the same way. It's one of the things I said on the little video I did that you had contacted me about. None of us know. None of the four of us sitting here know whether we're going to
Get up tomorrow.
get up tomorrow. None of us are promised tomorrow at all. If someone wants to go out for a cup of coffee, if someone wants to go get dinner, go do it. Be in the picture is a big thing. My wife, Mrs. Claus, thank God for Katie. Let me put that in right there. She puts up with me being gone a lot through this time of year. And thank God she takes good care of me. But, she had always said, make sure you get in the picture. And within the past couple of years, we lost both our parents and my mom and stuff. And now all we have is a picture. So anybody that's out there listening and you hear somebody, I'm not getting in the picture, I don't take a good... Get in the picture. Get in the picture. None of us are promised that. I had a good friend of mine was at a guy's house, and they were swapping parts or something, and he's like, hey, he said, would you like to have a drink? And he's like, nah, I gotta go. And 2 days later, that gentleman passed away in an automobile accident. And he said, I just wish I would have sat and had that beer with him. And it's not that. Drink a cup of coffee. Go check on somebody you haven't seen in a while.
Call somebody.
Call them. And don't text. Don't text. Call them.
They want to hear your voice.
I'm a texter.
I am too. But, there's a point that you say, hey, give me a call. It's not a fair fight for me to text a lot of people, especially,
Call them. It might be the last time you hear their voice.
It might be the last time you hear their voice. You are correct. That's my big thing. And like I say, Pap left us such a great thing to go do.
He wouldn't have texted anybody.
He wouldn't have texted anybody. You are correct. They want me, don't call me.
Yeah.
Or come see him.
But I can almost hear him saying the same thing, Go get the camper and go camping. Go get the, spend some time with friends and family and sometimes strangers. You don't know what anybody's going through. Just to hold the door open for somebody when you're going in somewhere. You know, you watch some of these people. It's just like they get so fixated on.
Yes.
I got to be 20 seconds ahead of you, and they'll speed around you and cut you off to get to the red light and sit in front of you.
Davy Gross says he wants a Red Ryder BB gun next Christmas.
You'll shoot your eye out.
He'll shoot his eye
Megan
out.
Louise told him, Davy Gross, you'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah.
And Glenn Grimm told him, Davy, you a bad boy.
You imagine Davy's one eye? That'd be terrible.
Doug Schatzer
He'd be a
said,
pirate.
He wants a Winchester 400 Legend. That's what he wants.
Doug Schatzer says, when the kids stop believing in Santa, it takes a lot of fun out of Christmas for the parents as well.
It does.
I know we didn't get our yearly picture this year, Mac. The first year he laid down on the floor in front of me. With
Yes.
his knee and stuff
I remember
up.
that one.
He didn't do that this year.
I remember that one.
Mac actually this year, of course, he dresses his tow truck up and puts the Griswold wagon
Oh, it
on
looks
and
so
everything.
good
I
this
heard you was
year.
riding in it
I
too.
was riding on the back of the rollback. He took me through the Clear Spring Parade.
You must have had your insurance paid up.
Sheila Grimm says, Santa, can you give me a good health next year?
You know, there's another one of those questions. I'm sure you've had that one, other things, and you can only, pray for people, do what you
Say
can.
a prayer. That's what I was going to say.
You know, you can say a prayer and stuff, and it's okay. It's okay for people to see Santa having them. I was lucky enough this year to go to a church where we had a live nativity with some youngins and everything, and I actually got to kneel down at the manger and
I seen that picture.
show some kids that Santa wasn't the reason for the season. But it's like I say, we get to see the happiest side of these kids. You know, like you say, you come home and you could skip home because some of the things we get to see and some of the pictures of, holding 3-week-old kids and people will come up to you and they will give you their kid that's less than a month old and here, take a picture. And
I had a set of twins this year. That was first for me.
yeah, I had a 3-week-old
Didn't even
twin.
know you was pregnant.
But yeah, it's, some of the things that we get to see and stuff is so cool.
Is there any one thing that maybe touched you this year above anything else, like a kid or a parent or anything like that you could think of? I mean,
Mine was probably I did a nursing home and going in there with all the older people that really.
and that probably they probably was smiling.
Oh
from
yeah,
ear
it
to ear
really
the whole
touched me.
time.
And then the Elvis guy was there. And he called me out and had me up there singing and dancing.
No
with me.
way.
I'm hoping there's no video of that, but
I'm telling you, man, it's a different person, ain't it?
but
It
it
is.
was kind of it was kind of cool because afterwards I was talking to him and he's like, "How long you been doing this?" And I told him and I said, "Well, Bud Klein was my grandfather," and he's like, "Really?"
I bet people's amazed when you tell them that.
Well, yeah, he had done stuff with Pap too.
Because people probably think you're just being a Santa, that maybe even you, Chris, they probably have no idea that you're linked to
I've
Bud.
had people ask me if I'm related, and I was like, no. I said, I'm not related. I said, his grandson's doing some stuff. I said, and I was lucky to be part of the family that they've always accepted me and stuff. And like I say, the Klein family's been so good to me. Bud hollered at me sometimes and everything else, but he always treated me so good, and the whole family does.
I mean, people probably see it, Michael, when you have your hat and everything on. They probably see
He
it.
looks so much like Pap. It's
That's what
unreal.
I'm saying. That's what see the resemblance.
Yeah.
Because you can see it right here, just with him, just
Yep.
with nothing on. I mean,
Doug Schatzer says it costs nothing to be kind to someone. In fact, it blesses you as much as it blesses them. That is true.
oh, shut up, Doug.
Mark
I'm
Slaughterback.
just joking.
Mark Slaughterback says, thank you for that, Chris. I'll have the date for 2026 soon.
I wonder if he was the one. Someone was in the fire truck behind me the whole time through the parade, saying stuff to Santa. I could keep hearing the fire truck behind me, and I said, I wonder if it was Mark back there talking.
That's another thing. How do you handle maybe people, like, have you all ever had to go to like business parties where people might have had one too many drinks and
Oh, yeah.
stuff? I mean, most of them's always happy because it's Santa, but like, you don't know what's going to come out of that mouth or what they're going to say or do. Or
I haven't really had.
I've had a couple of them, and I've been at a couple of them when Bud was doing it, and let's just say we're not going to mention some of the things that come out, but there are things you can say also to take care of that situation.
Doug Schatzer says you guys should write a book of the Santa experiences. And Megan Louise says, I'm mad there's no video of that. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
all this thing.
I'm really hoping, I don't think it's going to be possible, but I'm hoping it's just my computer because I was so anxious.
Got two more here.
Oh, go ahead.
Mark Slaughterback, no sir, it wasn't. And Amanda Gross says, I remember when we would go by Santa's house, by the shop, I would always get a smile because it really looked like Christmas. And that red vehicle with the Santa license plate, if I can recall right, what was that car?
We had
Cadillac
he had,
Eldorado.
had that big Cadillac, and then he had that
Panel.
It had
panel
a 57 panel.
Yeah, it had like a little wooden like bar in the back.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Had the 57 panel. We had the Cadillac Eldorado with the 8.2 liter in it, front wheel drive. Then he had that Thunderbird, the black Thunderbird with the red stripe.
And Doug Chatzer says, watch out, Mark, you don't want to get on the naughty list.
I just hope the internet is working because
It's lagging for me too because I have to keep going out of my phone and going back.
I really wanted to download this. I've been downloading all the episodes to YouTube because Facebook deleted a lot of the shows we did.
Yeah, you told me that.
And I was like, man, this could be great to have a good show with you guys on here and be able to download it to YouTube, and people can watch it anytime. And now we're having these issues, which frustrates me, but everything happens for a reason.
Amanda Gross says the panel truck, that was the one. And Billy Klein says 86 Ford Thunderbird.
I remember that one now too. Yeah.
It was black
Yeah.
with a red stripe on it.
Yeah.
Had the tag was Santa 87.
And Mom had a 86 or 87 that was black and silver.
Mm-hmm.
You think whenever he bought vehicles, he thought about Santa? Like he thought about everything in his life. He probably
Yeah.
probably
I do.
he
Yep.
probably catered it to that person, that part. Vehicles. Imagine you got to watch what you eat, don't you? You got them beards. I mean, come on now.
Well, here's another thing that you want to talk about.
You just have to wash them good before you
Christmas stuff.
So they're nice and white.
And they make all kinds of beard oils now that you can make them smell like cookies and all that kind of stuff. But everyone offers you something to eat at Santa. Like Santa, they make sure Santa stays plump everywhere you go. And I tell everyone, please don't take this in a bad way that I turn it down. Because if you eat milk and cookies all day, coming out of that Santa suit in a hurry, if you have an episode, is not an easy thing.
I thought you'd say eggnog or something. I thought you was going to say.
Well, now we have the eggnog recipe that Bud had, and actually some of that was made at my house. I know Randy makes a batch every year, and it'll help you through a long winter's nap. Let's just say.
That's something I used to always go to the convenience store and get, and I haven't got it for years. Like I've always would wait till Christmas time was coming. I liked eggnog, and I would always stop.
You love Bud's recipe.
Oh, I don't think I can handle that.
That's good.
It's good.
Anything else, Shirley?
No, I think I'm caught up.
This really upsets me that we're having these issues, but
I mean, you can see here my phone has all. Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
But it's a good show.
Billy Klein says Pap used to comment on his beard. You used to comment on his beard.
He used Comet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how he would keep it white.
really, you think you use bleach or something, wouldn't you?
That's what he always said. Comment.
He always said Comet. You make it in a paste, and you.
I'm sure there's plenty of secrets.
Yeah, I wish they'd come up with a scent-free one though.
So you don't have to smell like Comet.
No, I'm telling you, that bleach you put on a beard, it'll flat knock you out.
It's
It's
rough.
It's rough.
The first time I did mine, I had to keep my eyes closed. They were watering so bad.
It's like I say.
I only had to do a little bit of it. The rest of it was already.
Yeah, you're playing the part. Your dad always had
Yeah, Dad's got a big red
whitish.
beard.
What was his?
Well, it's gray now, but
Gray,
yeah.
yeah. Anything else, Shirley?
Yeah, it's funny. You got
Back out of it.
two
go
grown
back
men
in.
working. I said, go into Sally Beauty, get this here, and I gave him the pictures of what he needed to pick up. And
Can you,
stuff.
can you see Michael going into the beauty shop?
That's what I did.
Me and
I
him
my
both went in
phone.
there.
I said, "Here,
Hey,
this
man,
is what I need."
I need some of this.
I mean, the first time I went in there, I tried not to sashay my way in. I tried to John Wayne walk my way in. You know, best I could.
What's that old song? I'm a logger, quite possibly the toughest man ever lived.
Back to Coons Bay Orchard.
Mark Slaughterback says you need a trap door in that suit for easy access for instances.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine how hot it gets in there
It
sometimes.
gets hot.
Because I don't know about your Santa suits, but most
Put ice packs on.
of the Christmas stuff has like that inner coating over the. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
One of the things I started doing this year is I had a
Gotta make something cool
I
gel.
had a
that
lady
you can lay
make
over
me
your
a
shoulders.
custom vest out of like a green crushed material. And then I had a red shirt underneath. And if I was inside for a long period of time or something, I would do that. And then if I was outside, I'd have my Santa coat on.
Because I bet it don't take much moving around inside
it
to
doesn't.
get. Hold on, kid. Santa's getting ready to fall over.
Well, you know, that's the thing, too. You got to watch. You're in them long days. You got to make sure you keep hydrated and stuff. There is a lot more to being Santa than people realize.
Well, I mean, just sitting here, like, if you talking to you guys, there's things that you don't think about that we just thinking about now, you know, and like I say, I just can't imagine like all you guys' schedule. That's just what I mean.
Well, like I say, you said you went up to 20-some this year.
Yeah, it was maybe a little over 20, but right around 20. And
I had 79 stops this year.
Holy cow!
Now, 4 of those stops also were 4 days on the Strasburg Railroad where I did 9 trains a day. So,
Davy Gross says, have you guys ever thought of doing Christmas in July at the Speedway? Or at a Speedway?
we're up for it.
I did it for a little bit.
Actually, this last year, I was booked. I couldn't do Christmas in July 2 places. And he took over and did the one at the pool. The kids, you get to sit in the
Yeah.
lifeguard thing with
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
he's like, I don't have any shirts and everything. I'm like, here, I got a summertime shirt and everything. And
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, so he got to do that one, and I was down at the
Santa
Boxcar
walk.
Stadium.
Santa walking around with suspenders on, and
I just wore like a Lion Santa shirt he gave me, red shorts, and
Yeah.
then they wanted me to get in the pool. And I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, even with the kids, like I say, it's that fun that you can do stuff.
She said, I didn't bring my floaty.
yeah.
And that's a nice thing. Like you said, me and him work so well together. If there's something either one needs, we make sure it's taken care of. Because here's the big thing. Pap wanted kids to have Santa.
Yep.
And that's what we got to remember is we're doing this for kids to have Santa.
This thing keeps
Yeah.
freezing.
I mean, I just like you was saying earlier. I hope I didn't cut you off, but you was talking about that little kid that you kept sitting there beside him.
Yeah.
When you was playing
Kenny
Rudolph.
Kruger, yep.
Yeah,
I've been Rudolph. I played Frosty out at Long Meadow.
I never knew who was in those suits.
That was a bunch of different ones.
Doris Klein says, after painting in the body shop, he needed comment.
I didn't think about that.
Painting all them cars.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Hard to tell what kind of overspray you have in your beard.
Santa's got metallic.
Put some flake in there.
Yeah, a little metal flake would be a little
Yeah.
different Santa, wouldn't it? But now we're getting here at the end of the show here. I mean, but I want to give you guys opportunity to mention anything. I mean, did you mention all the stories or anything else you want to talk about?
I got one more here.
Okay, go ahead.
Megan Louise says, it's the only time that I've seen Santa in Crocs.
Yep. When I did the pool.
come out with scuba gear on, with those big flippers on his feet and a big oxygen tank.
Well, if you do the thing, like I got these red and white Santa socks and stuff, and of course I come in on my Harley doing stuff. I mean, this year I got everything from a 100-year-old steam train to come out on the stage in the Maryland Theater to, you know, so many different things. It's so cool. And that's what I was telling him when he wasn't sure about doing it. I'm like, man, you got to do this. I'm like, it's just...
I mean, your Harley, that thing is, you've done a really good job with it.
Eddie Garvin done an excellent job with it.
Yeah,
Eddie Garvin Jr.
He did.
Wait till you see my helmet. He's redoing my helmet. I bought a brand new one, and he's making it match the bike exactly.
Because that is like an awesome picture. I even like the one with you standing beside it.
Well, and there's one with me and Stryker from the ball team, and then the one lady who works for the city of Hagerstown, where I work at during the day. She was in an elf costume and everything, and that's a really good one. We're both on the bike coming and bringing the national tree into town last year. But we even got some upgrades to do to that this year that make it even better.
You have to get a sidecar so Michael can ride the sidecar. He's got to get a Harley, isn't he?
It's funny. I
always wanted one.
Now you got an excuse.
Yeah.
You got to ask Santa for it.
Yeah.
I just I posted one up the other day. I had Santa on a Harley, and it was snowing, and it was a tri-glide, and he's out there in like 6 inches of snow doing donuts, and my wife's like, no. I'm like, I could do that. I could pull that off. And of course, my son's like, yeah, but I'd have to clean it.
Yeah, you got a son now racing Crown Vics.
We're looking forward to next year. We're going to have a couple other sponsors, and Klein's is going to paint it for us, and Dave Loss is going to letter it. And I heard Hagerstown's going to have some more Crown Vic races next year, 12, 13, 14 races, so.
I heard they're going to have them. I didn't hear how many.
I haven't seen anything official. It was just hearsay, but the guys that have that series have been super helpful. And last year we were just learning, and they told us what gear to run, what to do here, to do there, and we're trying to find a containment seat right now that'll fit my boy. Unfortunately, he's built like I am.
Yeah, every one I find for you is like a 18 or something.
Yeah, so we're trying to want to make it a little safer for him, hopefully make it a little faster, and he can learn a little bit more. And somebody asked me if I was going to change the number to 25 and paint it red and green this year.
Yeah, I actually had seen a video the other night, and I should have sent it to you. But it was actually a guy on there. There was 2 or 3 guys talking, and one of them must be one of them that really kind of started this deal down south. And he was actually he knew it. He was just running off at the mouth, like he just naming off the springs, rear springs are marked. They only had 1 transmission or 2 transmissions. The only thing different with the police interceptor was the sway bars. And this guy's just like, this is why this class works. And he's naming off every detail to these Crown Vics. And he must be one of them that got. It was pretty interesting to listen to him.
I will say the guys with the Crown Vic Northeast, I've been around racing a while, did some stuff, and like you say, things we've done. They have been so helpful. When you call, and you can call them, and they'll answer the phone. I try to send them a text. I sent him a text the day after Christmas, so within 30 minutes, he sent me a text back. Hey, yeah, this is what you need to do. This is what gear you need. Hey,
we had the guy, I think his name was JC. We had him on the show maybe it was this year. And, same thing he said. They actually have videos online.
Mm-hmm.
They show you how they put the cages in, how they cut the dashes, how they do the wiring, how they do the steering column, whatever people have questions on what we should remove and what we shouldn't remove. And they have it all down. I thought it was pretty cool. Bernheisel had them cage kits. You see them?
Yeah, setting out. He had them all set.
All powder coated, any color you wanted.
Yep, it was sitting there ready to go.
And you order it, and you take it home, and you drill through the frame, and you set that baby down in there and weld it, and it's it's already powder coated and everything. It's pretty cool. I know my main thing people probably get tired of hearing me say it, is I think they ought to allow down bars on the cage in the rear. I don't know why they don't do that. People say you don't need them, but I just, as being in a race car before, you just think that having those 2 bars going down to the floor would help support the cage. But I know that's not in their rules or how they do things. But
I will say, we've enjoyed running with them. Last year, the one guy ran into Graham. He was learning there and spun him out on the last lap. But he came up and he's like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry. That was my fault. Everything else." And you talk to him next week. It seems like it's almost like back the way some of the old racing was. We were,
and they race hard.
Oh yeah,
rubbing.
Yep.
And nobody's fighting afterwards.
No.
I mean, it's all just not dirty racing. It's the guys are letting it all on the track.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting offended, this guy bumped me in the door. The guys are just driving them things hard. I mean, I watched a lot of the races at Hagerstown and Bedford and all. And I mean, they put it all on the track. I mean, and I'm not in the pits, so I don't see, like at Bedford and all, but I don't see if there's any ill words, but I haven't seen anything, anywhere where anybody's arguing.
Yeah, like I say, the very first time I went over to talk to the one guy there, and I think one of the crew members thought I was coming over to holler, and I'm like, nah, I said, it's just, and he's like, yeah, he said, it was on me, he said, everything good, and I'm like, yeah, all we got to dent the door, we'll push it out and go next time. And that's the other thing, too, I don't think anybody is really, some of the racing that we've seen over the years, where, I mean, they're just flat, guys are, so, and I don't understand it, I don't understand that part of it, and they all seem to be really good. They're really good people. All the racers are there. The nice thing is, too, and you can swap parts and, hey, you need anything? I carry extra starters and alternators and anything would fit any of the cars that are there. So, it's kind of nice that you have that stuff.
I mean, I know Jamie Swank's been running one of them, and he's an old pure stock / street stock, semi-late, whatever you want to call him. He ran them for a while. And he was always a class act, on and off the track in that class. And I seen he's been running a Crown Vic for somebody, and he's won a few races. And he's one of the nicest guys you ever want to.
That was the thing too. They had 4 races last year and 4 different winners.
Yeah. And it's pretty good for a track just trying to get their feet wet.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's really all these classes need. The classes just need an opportunity. Like the guys with the SCDRA cars, they just wanted to get their foot in the door, and I'm not sure if they're coming back this year or not, but it's a shame. It's a very hard class because they have a lot of big races at a lot of different places, 5,000, 10,000, and it's kind of hard for a track to schedule the class and try not to overlap another track that's racing them that particular. Now, it might not be a series race, but it still may be a track running that 15 or 18 of the cars go to because they live close to that track rather than driving all the way to Hagerstown or Winchester. I know a couple times I think Winchester and Hagerstown was overlapped, and I'm not blaming on either track. I'm just telling you from a racing standpoint that they was overlapped. But I know that some people don't like them, but I had them on the show, and I told them, hey, guys, I wish you all the best. They was really putting a foot forward to try to get that class in at the Hagerstown Speedway. And it's hard when you got them cars because
Hagerstown's a big track.
Yes. And like I said before, like with the mini stocks, not that we wasn't fast.
Right.
Our lap times was good. The problem is when you have a guy that is a second lap off, there's really nothing for him to do. Like he can't go. Most tracks you go home and you say, man, I'm going to work on my setup. I'm going to adjust a few things. I'm going to go back. Like Shippensburg, Payette Valley, you could run second one night there and maybe the next week run 5th or 6th and maybe win a race or something. Well, Hagerstown, if you're off,
you're off.
You're off, and there's no way to make it up. And I think that's what hurts Hagerstown with those classes, like the SCDRA, the mini, well, they call them mini stocks up in PA. There was 4 cylinders at Strictly Stocks or something in Hagerstown. But like, you had these guys come in to race, and after one night or 2 nights of being a straightaway behind, they're like, well, this ain't fun no more. I'm going to go somewhere else, because there's nothing that you can tune or bolt, or, I mean, you have to go to the horsepower shop to be from here to here.
And Hagerstown's always been that way.
You know,
That's been, you know, in some ways, yeah, that might be the hurt of Hagerstown, but that's always been the allure of Hagerstown too.
But with the V8
You know.
classes, it seems like it's a little different.
It
you,
is.
you have comers and goers.
Yep.
Where a lot of those, I don't want to say lower divisions, but I promoted 3 or 4 races at Hagerstown for the mini stocks. And it is so frustrating for me, and I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal or anything, I'm just telling you what I went through. I sit down one night for like, I don't know how many hours, a couple nights, making rules up to try to even the field out, and it with no loopholes, and it was horrible. I went through all this time, and I gave these rules to the speedway and said, here, have your tech guy look at them. You know, you guys can do whatever you think is right. And they made the rules that I did. They were even. They did not help anyone, and it didn't help. It didn't help. I tried, but it didn't help. And I mean, I'm not just saying me. There's other people in the same boat that have a class, like maybe like the 602 modifieds. You know, they tried to get them around here. Even the E-mods at Hagerstown, there's people that tried to keep them there. And it just, sometimes it's just so hard to get all the rules aligned and get things to try to make it where it's even, because people get tired of going to the track and this guy winning all the time. And sometimes no matter what you do.
Do you think it would make any difference if Hagerstown would go back to Sunday racing?
Oh, I think it would. I think it would hurt some, but I think it would help some. It would hurt.
Because remember back in the day when you used to run Bedford Friday night, Winchester Saturday night, and Hagerstown on Sunday?
Yeah.
You know,
and,
that was the...
And there's nobody running on Sundays, so...
No.
I mean, just look at the Saggy race and all. I mean,
it's tough on the track. It's tough on the
people,
crew. Yeah,
because like you can't get out of that place at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Not on a Sunday night.
Not on a Sunday night, and they can't hardly start earlier because then they have heat on the track, sunshine. Mm-hmm. The same thing they struggle with the Saggy race. They try to keep it down to 3 classes or 2 classes, and they try to not start late, but not start when the sun's beating on the track. But I don't know what the answer is. I'm hoping the Crown Vic class maybe brings some of that. We need an affordable entry class, and there's no affordable entry class. There's nothing anymore. I mean, you know how passionate I was about the mini stocks, and I tried to save them. I even went, and like again, this is not me standing on a freaking soapbox. I'm just telling you what I did, what I could, and when I found out that the blood was in the water, I was one of the first ones around this area to sell my car. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of it. I was trying to help everyone, but I was getting where, who died and left you, boss, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you know what? I love these cars. They're cheap to run, but I'm done.
They were fun.
Yeah. The engines at the end was the worst thing. But if you kept the motor together, you could run on 5 gallons of CAM2. You could run on used tires. I mean, they were economical. But what happened was the motors got so expensive that as soon as guys would blow a motor, they'd be out for months, and their cars are sitting in their garage with no motor in them. So I know I'm beating a dead horse, but I went to Race Engineering, and I said, give me a 2.5 crank you keep in stock, a 2.5 piston you keep in stock. I want a bottom end that people can break on Saturday and get parts on Monday. And they gave me price lists. I had everything broke down. And then I had a 2700. I didn't want to build a 2.5, but I knew what was going. I knew where the class was going. So I kind of got everybody together and I gave them all this paperwork. And I said, here's a 2.5. I feel this is the way to go, that we can break it on Saturday and we can get parts on Monday. And This is stuff, nothing special, nothing erotic that you have to wait to get. It's stuff they keep on the shelves. And nobody wanted to change. Everybody wanted to keep their shocks. They wanted to keep their motor. They wanted to keep their carburetor. They wanted to keep their cylinder head. And everybody's just like...
Almost doing like a crate motor type thing, you know.
Well, they just, everybody, the rules was different between Winchester and Path Valley. So the Path Valley guys had a little bit better suspension stuff. They was allowed to a little bit more elaborate shocks, but the guys in Winchester was allowed a little bit bigger motors. So I gave the guys at Path Valley roller cams, which I know a lot of them probably couldn't afford to change, but they had the option. And whenever you leveled the playing field, I'm sorry to say this because I respected a lot of the guys I raced with. Whenever you leveled the playing field, nobody wanted to play no more. They wanted to take their bat and ball and go home. And it's like, I don't want to change anything. I got a package that I feel works, but I'm trying to do something that so I don't have to sell my car and quit altogether or change divisions or whatever. And I mean, it's kind of I'm not on here to rant and rave. It's kind of a sour point for me because I felt like I was trying to...
Well, she's going to get you a better point. She's got some...
Yeah, Chris.
Here we go.
Billy,
See, we got off subject.
Billy Klein wants to know 20-inch full containment.
Yes. 20-inch wide, not a 20-degree layback.
It says 20-inch full containment is what he's got, so you might want to check with him.
Yeah.
With who?
With Billy Klein.
Billy Klein's got it. What you
Where
ain't
did he
looking
find it at?
Brian Jones.
Chris ain't looking in the right place.
Brian Jones says you have to have a good motor, a good driver, and a car that handles.
Yep. And you got to do your homework.
I had two of the three.
Can I guess which one?
I was lacking the driver.
You know, and there were a lot of people. I remember being a tech guy helping at Hagerstown Speedway, and a lot of people would get mad because the same guy was winning or something like that. I said, you realize these guys that are winning week after week are winning in their garage. They're not winning up here. I would watch guys pull in and be changing setups while they're on the trailer stuff. The guys that are winning are guys that are taking care of that car at home on Tuesday and Wednesday night. That's when they're winning. And, you know, that's another thing.
Plus, they don't realize that most time those guys are still testing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sheila Grimm says, and a great track. And Doug Schatzer says, in the Jack Gunn days.
I apologize. We went to the
and Carolyn
racing
Kuntz,
side, but
Carolyn Kuntz says for Sunday at Hagerstown you can't start till after 12 due to church.
That's true. That's true. I remember that. I remember back in the day, you start your car up at like 11:50.
They come by and tell you,
come flying. Shut it off! Like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Like they're having church or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. No, I love it. I love it. I wish I could be like Michael. I wish I could get a camper and ride off into the sunset in my Santa suit. But I'm trying.
You too could be the third wheel.
I
mean, it is a little gray around there, you know.
The only camping I want to do is I want to go to some big car events, get her truck done, and go to some big, I don't want to say antique, but we like car cruises. We like going to car events, not car shows.
Well, you get yourself one of them big toy haulers and put that Camaro in the back or whatever.
For a stacker.
I want to go to Eldora and camp.
Yeah, I think that'd be great too.
I'd like to go out there and watch the truck race when they have that. That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, I know we've got way off subject, but I tell you, Michael, how you can know you're ready. I went to the races one night this year to help a friend. Me and Cody went to help a friend, and I didn't help nobody. Cody helped the guy. I caught myself. I stood on that trailer all night long and watched every lap of every race and just had a great time. And it's like I told him on the way home, I love racing, but I'm getting to the point where
you get burned out.
I'm almost ready to be I don't want to say a fan. Like I could never do it before, but I can go to the racetrack now and watch every lap of every race, go get in my street car and go home and enjoy myself. And I know you don't have the adrenaline of winning or running second or win the heat race or whatever, the stuff we always, that kept us racing.
I was out of it for a lot of years. After we got done quarter midgets and stuff, I was out of it for a lot of years, and we started doing a little bit of drag racing, and Graham had mentioned about trying to do that, and I was really hesitant because, like you say, when you get out of it, you can't go back for a while. It just,
It's rough. It's rough.
It is. And
it probably had something to do with that stuff he's putting on your beard.
But to see him enjoying it and him go up and have fun,
yeah.
I got to teach him this year that you can go out in a week and not have to hit something. It seemed like every week we had to try to hit something. So if I can get that out of him, we might be a little better this year. But to see him having fun with it, I think goes back to, like you say, when we used to race, and we could see the fun that we used to have.
We got to bring the fun back into it.
Yeah.
Yes, it has to be fun.
I told somebody the other a few weeks ago, I said, we've had not a horrible, but we ain't been doing very good here lately. Cody's just working so much, you don't have time to work on the car, and it shows. It shows.
It does, and that's what I was just saying earlier.
But you want to know something? I think it was Brian Jones or something I told. It's unbelievable, but like the last 2 or 3 races of the season, I had the most fun I've had in a while. And all we did was start 9th, 8th or 9th, and we passed cars and finished like 4th or 5th. I mean, just we was racing with people, and there was racing going on, and there was passing going on, and people, and like he come in, and I was like, you know what? I had a good time. Like, I know we didn't win, but like, I had a good time just racing with people. Racing door to door, nobody running into nobody, just good, hard, clean racing. You
I was actually a couple of them nights we had the Crown Vics run at the same time. I was watching you guys run.
It's rough whenever you go through. I mean, everybody goes through it, but
I think
rough.
this year too, for Graham, it's going to be a lot of fun because me and Michael were talking about it earlier. We just bought decals last year and put on the car, and they look good, decal. But he's actually going to get his race car lettered. And I know for me, that was always, other than being at the track and driving, the most fun was watching your car get lettered.
We talked about that the other week with Will Rao because we kept our cars up at Will's, and like, I'll never forget it. Like, Delco Day was like...
Delco Day is like...
Yeah.
And I'm going to get to have that this year.
Yeah.
Betty
would have pizza casserole made, and we'd go up there like 5 a.m. in the morning. I mean, sometimes it'd be snowing and blowing.
Get that garage good and warm and everything.
And he'd show up and go from car to car to car, and it was like... It was just awesome.
It's going to be so fun.
The talking and watching him do stuff. And I actually been telling Cody I wouldn't mind having another Delco car.
Well, I tell you what, if we let her there at the house this year, you're not far from me. I'll let you know when that day's going to be, and you can stop over.
Oh, I always enjoyed. That was like a great garage day. Dave's stories.
Dave,
and watching him
do. I said
do that stuff.
To be able to. That was always the best day, other than being at the track, is watching your car get lettered.
Doug Schatzer says the 305 Sprint Series is an awesome group.
It is. That
that's
has
really
one. Come on too.
Yes,
yeah,
that's a good one.
You're right. That's a class they keep the rules tight, and it's very, very competitive.
Sheila Grimm says, but Mike can't grow a beard. She's talking about you.
I had a little one.
And
I got so tired of that thing going this way, that way, and this way, I freaking cut it off.
Carolyn Kuntz says you get burned out.
You do.
And
it ain't that you don't enjoy racing.
Right.
It's like, and I know we're going off, and I'm sorry, fellas, but I could have you guys in talk racing a whole show. But I've had people tell me that some of the funnest time they've had was when they moved up a class. Because the class they was in, they felt like they had to win all the time. When they moved up a class, they didn't have no expectations. They was going to the racetrack, and whatever they did that night was learning.
Back when they ran the Enduros, I don't know about you, but to me, just finish, baby.
Yeah. They was the tough ones, though.
My best one I ever had, and Bud and Randy and all them helped me, was Old Torino. Started 169th and finished 10th.
I just remember that first one we went to, Dad had that truck there and had Kershner's water pump service on the toolbox. I don't know if you remember this story or not.
The guy come up
That
with
guy
a
come
water
up and
pump.
wanted a water pump. Like, you have one for a Pontiac? I was like, dang, Dad, if we knew that, we'd have went to the auto parts store and bought a bunch of them. And then we did something we shouldn't have did. We wasn't allowed to do it. We didn't know no better. There was a hole or something down there at turns 3 and 4. And one of you guys spun out and you got your back wheels over that hole. And they was stuck in this, it must have been a drainage hole before it had to be before they had the guardrails up.
Right. Yeah, they had just them big white tires.
Yeah, we went down and pushed that car, like while the races was going on. Like, we didn't give a crap. Like, we just wanted to race, and we pushed that car and like, you ain't allowed to do that. Well, we did. Like, we won winning. We wanted to finish.
Yep. Just
but
finish, baby. That was the big thing.
It must have been,
That was Greg. Greg Bowers.
Is that his name?
He had a number 52. I had 51. He had 52. And he had a Pontiac Bonneville. I had that Plymouth Satellite.
They both are ugly green.
Ugly. It was Ginn's water pump green, I think, is what was on it.
Myers was darker. Myers water pumps was darker green. These were a lighter green.
And then Sean Bingaman lettered them.
Yeah, he never lettered a car for, but he
lettered 2 of them.
Yeah. And Dad had some guy paint them somewhere that
I don't even remember where that was.
Some guy had a body shop, or it was he just did stuff on the side or something.
Yeah.
And Dad worked for him or something. He's like, hey, I got 2 guys that want to race enduros. Would you be able to spray them? And I mean, it was just like, I don't know where the paint even came from. It was just like,
it was this weird green.
Yeah,
I gotta find
it was
a picture.
ugly.
I know
ugly.
there's pictures of them cars.
And that satellite had that big chrome bumper on it.
Yep.
And I'm like, back then you didn't give a crap. But like, we didn't even think, like, what are we doing with these 2 big Chryslers?
Well, no, his was a Pontiac.
Oh, was it?
His was a big
I was
Pontiac.
thinking they was both Chryslers.
No, he had a big 4-door Pontiac Bonneville.
See, he remembers more than I do. He's older than me. I think you are.
Yep.
You look older than me.
I'm probably older than anybody in here, right?
Well, once again, guys, I apologize. I hope that I'm going to go over the show, and I hope we have enough that's good enough we can send it to YouTube. If not, I'll get you all back, and we're do it again. Either we're talk racing or we're...
How about we do a Christmas in July, and we'll come back up and...
I'm good with that.
Whatever you guys want to do. I just hope that everybody enjoyed it, and...
When Graham wins his first Crown Vic race, I'll have him come up and talk to you.
There you go. There you go, yeah. We always enjoy that, and thanks to WRGG 93.7 FM. I mean, hey, what other radio station will that 3 guys like us come in here and talk? Then they don't care. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's
I'm supposed to be over at 7:30. You don't see nobody knocking the door down. We're locking this place up. So thanks to them guys, and thanks to Todd Ward. I haven't seen nothing out of Todd tonight. I hope he's okay, and I hope he's watching. But thank him. He does a lot for racing, a lot for tracks, individuals, and he's always supported this show, so we appreciate that. Thanks to my wife. Happy New Year to everybody. And unfortunately, I don't know when I'm going to see you again. We're going to have to see what basketball does. Just it's hard.
You know, it's only about 361 days to Christmas next year, right?
Maybe our next show we'll do will be Christmas. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you here sometime soon.
Thank you.